You can't answer 'cause it's Yom Kippur. You want it so bad. The hunger is real. Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
probably think that we took this too far.
You still can't eat till Jeff blows the shofar. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
She never listens.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's great to see you and great to hear you. I hope you'll sing along with us. So I'm just thinking, can you hear me pretty good? Okay, because I'm kind of apart from you. I was thinking if I was alone, I might take this off so you can hear me better. But I also don't want to be the only one in the room not wearing a mask. Well, you are. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure this one out. The Talmud did not discuss that today. That's going to be next week. That's why I haven't figured it out yet. But, all right, I'll play it by ear. If anybody minds, I will put it right back on. I just thought it might be easier for you. Anyway, it is great to see you all. Shabbat Shalom. We are here to celebrate a beautiful Shabbat. It is actually the... Why am I putting a finger up? First? Chris. This is the first Torah reading of the year. We just had Simchas Torah, so both of you, way to go. This is Shabbat Bereshit. There can only be one first Torah reading of the year, and this is it. It's Bereshit. In the beginning, did God create? We'll talk more about that later. So it's exciting for that reason. New opportunities in the beginning is always great. We'll talk about that. Shabbat Bereshit. It's Shabbat itself. And 3, we've got a beautiful bar mitzvah. How about a big mazel tov for Seth and all the So, for all those reasons and more, this is a Shabbat of great smachot, of great symbols. So, we welcome the Shabbat Queen with the singing of Shalom, with singing of Bimban, and now we're going to welcome the Shabbat Spirit with the singing of Shalom Aleichem. So, we will invite our bar mitzvah. Seth, come forward with proud parents. Robin Scott, proud sister Brooke, come on up. You guys come stand right in the middle. Everybody's got a siddur. Please turn to page 5. And we are going to welcome together this beautiful Shabbat, marking the end of the high holiday season and the beginning of a new year and a new Torah cycle. It should be a year of health and gesund for all of us. On page 5, in the middle, we're going to sing Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Tzedakah, V'melech, Malachei Malachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Malachim Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Tzedakah. Seitchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei hayod. Mi melech, malachei amlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Beautiful. And a big mazel tov to you guys. Remember this beautiful Shabbat, Shabbat Reshit, and all this celebratory smachot of celebrating a bar mitzvah together. It's a great job. So let's see. We're definitely going to let you guys sit down for a little bit. Let's bring these things stand right here, okay? Now we're going to invite you to turn in your Sidurim to page 14 and join us in some of the songs of Kabbalat Shabbat. At the red arrow is Yismechu. Yismechu Hashamai, Hashamai, Yismechu Hashamai, Hashamai, Yismechu Hashamai, V'tagel haaretz, Yismechu Hashamai, Hashamai, Yismechu Hashamai, Hashamai, Yismechu Hashamai. V'tagel haaretz, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umalao, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Umalao. We turn ahead in our Sidurim to the end of Psalm 29, on page 21, and Seth, we want to offer this prayer for you from the end of the psalm and for everyone. We say to you in your bar mitzvah Shabbat, Adonai oz li'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God bless you and all of us with strength and with peace always, especially pandemic when we need it a little bit more, but always. They're good things to have, and may you all look for the strength and peace that we need to make our lives beautiful. Amen. That's the first of many B'nai Mitzvah prayers you're going to get today. Now we're going to turn to page 23. And I look around, and somebody's missing. Who's missing? Lex and Chris, you already answered. You're fine.
All right, I'll just give my mouth.
Yeah. No, that you don't have to do, but I just don't want you to feel the responsibility of carrying the ball all night long.
I did.
Who's missing?
Shabbat Queen.
So Shabbat Queen. When will she come? When we welcome her. How do we welcome her? What do we say? Hey, Queenie? Well, it's one way of doing it. But we sing Lecha Dodi. On page 23, you know, this is the way that we welcome the Shabbat spirit. And isn't it interesting that we do it a few prayers into what we started? And there's a lot of reasons for that. One is that transitions are not always so lickety-split. Sometimes, you know, you need a little time to get ready for something, even though something begins. So the hope is that by page 23, you're ready to put behind you the week, the busyness, whatever you were doing, and you're ready to relax and enjoy Shabbat, and now we're ready to invite. And now the 23 says, now's time, let's go. Let's invite the Shabbos Queen, because if we wait till we're totally ready, we'll miss all Shabbos, and she wants to come and join us. So on page 23, we're gonna sing the first two verses, Seth and I leading all of you, and then we'll sing the last one, and for the last one, it's a tradition to rise and face the door to welcome her presence. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushmo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nikabla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nikabla. Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nisucha, sof ma'aser b'machshava tila. Lecha Dodi lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Page 25. We're going to invite those of you who are willing, able, would like to, invite you to rise, face the door, and we're going to sing Boiva Shalom, the last paragraph. That is our big invitation to make sure she's here. Boiva Shalom, Ateret Ba'ala, Gam B'simcha U'B'Sohala, Toch Emunei Am Segula, Boichala, Boichala. Lecha Dodi lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated, everyone. We turn to page 26. First time that the Halbert family's back in shul with us after the recent passing of beloved father and grandfather Stan. So we want to convey to you traditional words of comfort and consolation on 26. Anybody wants to join me, please do. In the Hebrew at the top, the transliterations on the left, and then we'll do it in the English. We say to the whole family, we say to Jay and Randy and all the kids, we got 1 out of 3 here. Good, we'll take 1 out of 3. Good representative. Together we say, Hamakom Yinachem Etchem Betoch Sha'ar Avalei Sion V'Yerushalayim. May the divine comfort you, along with all the other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. For this we pray, and let us say, Amen. Wish you guys lots of strength, good memories. Love to the whole family at this time. On page 28, there's a red arrow. This is our song from the Psalm for Shabbat. Now that the Sabbath Queen is here, it's a Shabbos day officially. Tzadik Tamar Yifrach Ke'erez Balvanon Yifskeh Shitulim Bebeit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuven B'Seiva B'Shenim B'Rananim Yiheyu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Tzuri V'Lav Latabo. Beautiful. We are now going to invite you. We're going to turn to the continuation of the Siddur, and we're eventually going to get to page 39. But before we do that, I want to invite you, if you're sitting with people and you want to put your arms around them, or it's safe to put your arms around anyone, we're going to sing Hinei Ma Tov. Seth, why don't you go jump down there with your family so you can do that. There you go. Reach what you can. Hinei Ma Tov is a celebration of how good it is that we are together. And we're all reminded that during this time of pandemic, that a lot of people are what we call separate but together, and a lot of people haven't seen a lot of people in a while. And that's part of the sadness of pandemic, and a lot of people are missing family and friends and hugs and kisses and all this other stuff. But hopefully you'll have people to be with. Best we can, we'll get through, we'll look forward to those days again. So let's remember what some people are going through without, and for all of us who have someone to be blessed with. Hinei ma tovu manayim, shevet achim kan yachad. Hinei ma tovu manayim, shevet achim kan yachad. friendship in our lives and not take it for granted. Amen. Now, we are transitioning into the Shabbat Mariv evening service. You'll find it on page 39b. I want to invite those of you willing and able. When I make announcements to stand, guys, really, I want you to do what's really good. You want to stand, stand. You want to honor tradition, do. You want to sit, sit. You're comfortable sitting. Either way, it's good. My theology is really strong. I think if God can hear you at this level, God can hear you at this level. I think it's what I'm going on. I'm hoping. So the point is, once you enjoy services, not worry about all the directions and stuff. Page 39b, we're going to rise for Baruch Hu and welcome the Shabbat day. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vahed. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vahed. You may be seated. This week we read in the Torah about the creation of day and night, as you know, the beginning of Genesis. And on 39 it says, O Lord, you are creator of day and night, rolling light before darkness and darkness before light. We hope and pray that both our days and our nights will be blessed for us, that when a night represents sorrow, we'll get through them quickly, and when day and light represents joy, we'll enjoy them fully. Baruch atah Adonai, Amari Varavim. Amen. Page 40. In the Hebrew, about 5 lines up from the bottom, celebration of Torah. Ki hen chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahen negeyom man v'layla. Ki hen chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahen negeyom man v'layla. Ki hen chayenu v'yorech yameinu, uvahen negeyom man v'layla. Ki en chayenu v'yorech yameinu uvahem negeyom man v'layla. Seth, please join us on the bima. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Amen. Page 41, our bar mitzvah leads us in Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto V'Olam Va'ed.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha. Hayom al levavecha, v'shinatam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shiptatam b'veitecha, uv'letecha v'derek, u'kshavlecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam liot al yadecha, v'chayu atatafot b'neinecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uv'yisharecha.
Beautiful. First paragraph of the paragraphs of the Shema. Seth, you know why you were here tonight? Because your parents took those words seriously. It said, Vishnantam Levanecha, and you shall teach your children. You should have great nachas overseeing what happens when we raise our kids and then give them good lessons in love and Judaism. And people taught them. Your grandparents are here, and teachers for all of us that teach good things to people. This is what Judaism is all about. So Seth, we hope you always learn Judaism and more about your tradition and continue to grow into a wonderful young man. Our prayer for you. Amen. I told you there's going to be a lot of prayers for you tonight. Page 42, we're on our own. Vayam Shmotzi Shmuel Mitzvotai. Vayam Moshe Lemor, what do you tell me? Call Mitzvotai, I don't know. And page 42 at the bottom, the last three words together. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn ahead to page 44, second paragraph. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Norati lot osefele. Malchutecha ravonecha b'keyam lifnei Moshe. Zeli anu v'yamru. Adonai yimloch le'olam vahed. V'nehemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov. U'ge'olo b'yad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 45. Hashkivena was a prayer for peace. I invite you to offer your own prayers in your hearts. We wish peace for each one of us, for our families, our households. One of the greatest things you can attain in Jewish life is shalom bayit, which means peace of the house, peace in your soul. It's a great thing. We all know when there's unrest in a place, your house, yourself, others, it's hard to go there. So hopefully we'll create peace and do what we can to add to it. We want peace for our nation. The nation's going through a lot of divisiveness and strife and violence now. We want peace for the world. We want peace from Corona one day, peace for Israel everywhere. So we offer our prayers all the time, and part of saying the words is to do what you can to bring it about best we can. Let us all be agents for introducing peace to our souls and to our planet. Page 45. Dear God, may you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, achlorei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Amen. Page 46. Seth, you're going to celebrate Shabbat with us. Lead us into Shamru, the top of the page, yeah.
V'shamru b'nei
B'nei
Yisrael
Et HaShabbat Lasod Et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam.
Beinu uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasod Et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam.
Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasod et HaShabbat ledoratam berit olam.
Ubayom hashvi'i shavat vayinavash, shavat vayinavash, shavat vayinavash.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasod et HaShabbat ledoratam berit olam. Middle of 46, our bar mitzvah leads us in the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yikadal v'yikada shemei rabba.
Amen.
V'yamad ivra kirute v'yamlich malchute.
V'chayechon uvyomechon uchayedecho Beit Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman karim.
V'yimeru.
Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach v'yalam l'amel mayat yibarach.
Yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalah shemei dekudashad
V'recho
le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran v'alama.
v'yimeru.
Amen. Page 47. We've reached the Amidah. It's the individual prayer standing. For those who'd like to stand, we'll invite you to do so. The words of tradition on 47, English and Hebrew, and a great time for all the prayers in your hearts. Seth, you sit down for a little bit. You'll come back with you're doing amazing. You'll come back with your situation. Ashiva Ruach Umor Gashim. V'chein katuv b'Torah. Shalom. When you're finished your prayers, you may be seated. We're going to sing 2 songs for peace. We can't get enough peace in this world. Page 51, the 3rd paragraph, Shalom Rav, means may great peace come over us on Shabbat and always. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Nasi Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Nasi Le'olam. Ki atah Melech Adon, Lecha Shalom. Ki atah Melech Adon, Lecha Shalom. Shalom Yisrael Amcha, Tasihi Le'olam. Shalom Yisrael Amcha, Tasihi Le'olam. Tasihi Le'olam. And now we want to invite our bar mitzvah and our bar mitzvah's sister. Yeah, that's you. Come on, guys. Lead us in Oseh Shalom. You can bring mom and dad with you if you want. Come on, Brookie, we got this. Ready? Oseh Shalom. Ready? Oseh Shalom B'Romah. Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imaro, Imro Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yakol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yakol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yakol Yisrael. V'imaro. Good job, guys. Way to go. Good, you can sit down and relax for a little while. I'll take it from here. Don't get too comfortable, Seth. We need you back for Kiddush soon. Good Shabbos, everybody. Good to see you all. How you guys doing, okay? Hanging in there? Quite a world we're living in, huh? A lot going on. Future generations might not believe everything we tell them about 2020 in these days, but you never know. That's the way it is. Truth is stranger than fiction, and unbelievable what's going on, but you know, I hope you don't feel helpless and hopeless and despondent. I hope you feel empowered that good people doing good things get us to good places. It's always been that way. It really is. It's a singular time, but when you're a student of history, you know that the world has gone through a lot worse in different times and different challenges, and there's still a lot of blessings that we all have. And so we adjust, we do our things, we do the best we can. Something that made me laugh, you might have seen it, was a meme that gets passed around. And I have 3 girls. My middle one is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. And I've supported her in that her whole life. But I remember getting a meme, I sent it to her and she laughed. It said, "So put on a mask already. It's not like they're asking you to wear a Cowboys jersey." Seth, that's also in honor of that joke of the masks we're wearing, right? Look at all the Philadelphia fans here. Unbelievable. And now they have some fans at the games. They're starting to open up that little bit. So that's a big thing. That's a change. Okay. Guys, it's Shabbos Breshit, first Torah portion of the year. You're all pretty familiar with the story. Breshit, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was tohu vavohu. It was null and unformed. And it was chaotic. And God wanted to put seder, which is order. We all know that from Pesach. This is a siddur, same word, because the prayers are in order. They're not random. And that's the word, seder. And there was supposed to be seder in the world. So God started by saying, Vayomer Elohim yor vahiyor. The first thing was created was light. That's a whole interesting story in and of itself. What light are they talking about? Are they talking about the sun? How do I know? It's not like God talked to me and told me. Well, I don't know. He talks to all of us. How do we know it's not the sun? Good argument? Because if you read chapter 1, it says the sun, the moon, and the stars were created on day 4. So it wasn't that light. It talks about primordial light, the light of righteousness, the light of goodness, the light of the heart. Good types of light for good people doing good things. You can be in darkness, but you can still see. You can feel the pain and the suffering, but you still have light shining your way. So it talks about that kind of light. And then it goes through for 7 days. So Seth, I want to ask a question. We'll talk a little bit about creation. And you are welcome to answer or not, up to you, but I always want to give you deference as our bar mitzvah boy and son and star tonight. So we have a sense from tradition that God didn't just like snap his fingers, create a world, but that there was some thinking going into it. Just like any time we do anything of consequence, we try to think about it. Say you have a project you have to do at home. Usually just don't do it. You have to think about it. Like, what am I doing? You know? Can I do it? Do I have the materials? How do I do it? What's first? What's last? We have a sense that creation was the same way. And in fact, it goes on to say, these are all the different commentaries about Genesis, of which there are so many, that God considered a lot of different worlds before we got this one. A lot of worlds were created and destroyed, rejected, changed until we got this one. For all of you who connect with like earth studies and things, it's wild when I hear people say every moment there are like thousands of species disappearing and coming into existence. You might have heard that before. Especially they worry about the rainforests and the Amazon and all this and things that, you know, it's like wild to think about that, but that's what it is at times. So Seth, say we're all around and we're talking with God about the creation of the world, and God says, how should we create the world? And by the way, there's an argument that God was not alone in creating the world, but God talked to somebody or some bodies. We kind of think that based on what the text says. I'll tell you, unless anybody knows that, tell me. Say we said to you, we're going to create the world, and we want people to be in it, and we want God to be in it. So what would be a good thing to do? Anybody? What would be a good thing to do? Any brave souls out there? Come on, I don't know who you are. You're wearing a mask. I have no idea who you are, what you're saying. It's not like I'm going to put it in the newsletter. Any thoughts? Any ideas? Have fun with it. Have fun with it. For a minute if you want. I'll be happy with one answer, otherwise you're making me do all the work. Valerie, if they don't say one answer, I get all the kiddush in the back. They gotta earn this. Any ideas? Think about it, I'll get started. If you want to jump in, you can. You're welcome to sit back and relax. Shabbos is supposed to be from Nucha, rest. One thing God says is, I want the world to be good. And how do we know that? Because at the end of every day of creation, except for one, you guys don't have your Chumashim in front of you, because it's always an open book test. I always let you look. Think about it if you know this, or if you don't, I'll tell you some neat traditions about it. Except for one day out of 7, it doesn't say it was good, but all the other days do. So from this we learn an amazingly positive attitude that Judaism holds for life. That creation, people, and the world is good. Not everybody shares that. There have been a lot of traditions that said this world is not the best world, but the world of beyond us. When you die, heaven, being with a spiritual being, these are better places. Ancient philosophy talked about this. Plato talked about this world being just a place of like a cave of shadows, but the reality is in like pure philosophy and ideas in other places. Other people's argue that this world is not the best place, and if you talk to someone who's having a tough life, they might agree with you. If you have an okay to great life, you might say, yeah, life's not bad. But think about all the people who suffered in this world. Think about all the people now who are suffering. Think about the people who are sick and dealing with people who are sick, and the people who lost their homes and they're looking for a place to live. The hungry and the homeless. It goes on. Not everybody just jumps up and says, this is the best place I ever was in. Some people have really hard lives. And it comes out in the way they react to life and in their behavior. And so they won't just say, yeah, life is great. It hasn't been so great for me, right? So we don't take it for granted, and that's another lesson. Try to make life great for you, because your tradition says it is, and try to make life great for others, because people need help, even a hug and a kiss to make somebody's day. So that's our attitude, though. All the days are great. One day isn't. One day it doesn't say Kitov, that it was good. That day was day number? Close. Okay, hold on. All of a sudden I feel like I'm playing bingo. Hold on. Day number 7 is great because it has Shabbat. Okay? And it doesn't specifically say, but we know Shabbat is like the crown of creation. It's great. Day number 6 is not only good, but it's great. Yeah. It's Tov Mod. It's the only day that gets very good. Everybody in Hebrew school knows Tov is good. Tov Mod is very good. Every day is good. 6th day is Tov Mod. Why? Because people were the epitome of creation. And it was all to get humanity here. And when Adam and Eve were created, it was very good. All the other days are good. The world is good, but people can be great. And for everybody who has people in your lives, and people you love, whatever the relationship is, life can be great when you have love in others. So all that is good. The day that doesn't say good is day number 2, which in our tradition is Monday, right? For all of you had to be at your desk at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, you know that Monday's not the best day in the world, okay? Why isn't day number 2 good? I mean, it's good, but it doesn't say it, and there's an interesting explanation for it. According to tradition, the work of day number 2 didn't finish until day number 3. The creation of the waters, the heavens, the land, the split between all that, it started on 2, but it didn't finish till day 3. So on day 3, it says Kitov twice. For the end of day 2 and the beginning of day 3, one of the lessons we learn is, we're never really done with life. You're always growing and changing and learning, and Dr. Richard Carlson and others said, you should never be done with your life. Like, okay, I'm ready to, I'm done. No, every day should be like, what's next, you know? But there's a tradition that certain things have to finish, and we're done. In fact, I learned a new tradition about that this week. I'm learning new stuff about Judaism all the time. Sometimes I feel like I knew nothing until like I'm getting there now. Sukkot was over, like a week ago. Do you know what we do at the end of Sukkot to show it's done? What do we do with the lulav and the etrog?
We put it back in its cage thing.
Some people hold it and they save it so they can see it for a while. The lulav, we actually dismantle on the 7th day, last Friday, week from today, to show that after Sukkot's over, you can't use it anymore. It's done. And it's not complete, so you can't use it. You take off the willow leaves, make resolutions, say I'm going to be good, and put it aside. A lot of people just throw them out, right? They're done. The etrog, do you know what you do with an etrog after Sukkot? It's so cool. A lot of people, what?
You bury it?
No. That's a good question, Alexis. The etrog, while it's holy for 7 days, and we use it and we make a bracha over it. So it is holy, although the bracha isn't over the etrog. We say al netilat lulav. Isn't that interesting? We say over the lulav. We don't say lulav and etrog. On the other hand, when you buy lulav and etrog, you buy an etrog. The lulav comes with it. So it's really interesting. You pay money for the etrog. The lulav is just on the side. But we only say lulav, even though we need the lulav and the etrog to make the blessing. After Sukkot is over, some people take the etrogim and they make etrog liqueur. Did you ever have that? It's strong. People like that. And they buy that as a present for people. They're going to the house for Sukkot, etrog liqueur. They take the etrog, they put little cloves in it, and they use it for their spice box for Havdalah until it stops being good and fresh. Others make etrog jelly. Bert Abrams in our synagogue, you all know Bert, Paul Gabba. He makes etrog jelly. After Sukkot last week, he was collecting all the etrog jelly to collect 5 home. Etrog jelly doesn't taste very good, my friends. I'm not going to stand here and lie to you on Shabbos Breishi. I've had it a few times, and Bert's given it to me every year for years, and I say thank you, and I move along. It needs don't tell him I said that, Val. Meanwhile, like I'm live, the whole world's watching this. Everybody heard already. It's probably getting 20 calls. You have to mix it with an incredible ton of sugar just to make it palatable. And even then, it's not like something you go, ice cream cone, etrog jelly? No, you're not going to make that choice. But people do it because they want to use it. They want to continue to use it. But I knew all that. What did I learn just a few days ago? Do you know what else people do with the etrog? Just like they show the lulav is done, can't use it anymore, there are people who take a bite out of the etrog to show it's no longer whole, it can't be used, and it's done. That's it. I tend to save mine because if you watch them, they'll wither, and they look really cool. They transform. They go from this big, beautiful, yellow, green, fresh thing to this much smaller, withered, dried out, hard orange thing that, like, is hard. And it's like life, watching it. So that's what people do with the etrog and the lulav, and it's really cool, but we're all done with that. So, Seth, tell me how we got into the etrog and the lulav from creation. I forget. Yeah, you don't know either. Neither do I. All right, we'll try to find our way back home again. So the creation of the world, right? All these things created, they were good. 2nd day, doesn't say kitov. You know, there are a lot of Jews who almost don't take a breath unless Judaism directs them. We all know people like that, right? Every second. Do you know there are a lot of Jews that won't do anything on Monday because it's not considered a good luck day? Because it doesn't say kitov. Do you know a lot of Jews save bold moose for Tuesday? Because it says kitov twice. That's going to be good, it's going to be good. I know people that won't do things on Monday. I've talked to them. When are you moving? I'm supposed to move Monday, but I'm not moving Monday. You kidding? Seriously. They also have the same thing for months. What's considered a good luck month? Anybody? Hebrew. What's considered a bad luck month? Av is a month of sadness. But it's kind of neutral besides the day. Your saddest month, and guys, your participation and your opinions are all wonderful and accepted. Particular month when a lot of people don't like to do things is Cheshvan, which is coming up. No, Hanukkah is Kislev, the month after. You're right, Ray. It's in between. Tishrei's high holidays. Hanukkah is Kislev. In between is Cheshvan. Cheshvan is the nickname of Mar Cheshvan, the bitter month of Cheshvan. So the people that won't do anything in Cheshvan. A good luck month, often for people, is Adar, month of Purim. Why? Because the Talmud says, "K'shenichnas Adar marbim simcha." When Adar comes, our joy greatly increases because of Purim. People live this way. They really, really do. I know people who said, like, you're selling your business, you're going to sell it next week. Oh, next week, it's Cheshvan. You're nuts? That's the way they live. That's their tradition, and they love it. Okay, let's get back to our original question now that we had all this lovely stuff. We learned day 2 is not Kitov, day 3 is double, right? 6th day is Tov mode, very good, because of humanity. God said, I want this world to last. I don't want it to be a temporary thing. I want people to last, humanity to last. And so, I'm not sure what to do, because I want there to be law and order in this world, and I want there to be justice. Deen. There's our Deen window. It's hard to see at night, but 3 letters, top, middle, Deen. If you see the red, Dal Yudun, want there to be justice and judgment. But if I create the world with just justice and judgment, no one will live. Because if we all got what we deserve, we'll be in trouble. We do things wrong all the time. Little things, big things, whatever. God said, I know. Let's go the other way. Let's create the world with only Rachmanis, Rachamim, mercy. What a beautiful thing. We all love mercy. When we get it, whatever. So that's not going to work either. Because then you tell people it's all good, then nobody does anything right. Nobody cares about law or sanctions. If you're not going to get punished for anything, why would you do something right all the time? You might not. There are a lot of things we don't do because we know they're wrong, and we might get caught, etc. You know what it is to work around here with Valerie? She's always catching me doing things wrong. What, Val? I'm sorry, I didn't say anything. What? God bless her. God said, what do I do? You know what he said? I'm going to put both into this world. My name of Elohim is going to represent justice, and that's how the world was created. Bereshit bara Elohim, God created the world. But when people came along, the name for God, Adonai, got introduced because Adonai represents mercy. The sun and the moon don't need mercy. They go in their cycles. That's the way they go. The stars, the orbits, everything, they don't need that. Tsunamis, hurricanes, they just do their thing. They don't like look down and go, gee, I hate to wipe out all town, but here I go. That doesn't need any mercy. It's just the laws of nature. But when it came to people, we needed mercy. And God said, I'm going to try to put both attributes in the world, and hopefully people will take a little bit of both, combine them right, and the world will exist. And we all know the presence of justice and mercy in our lives. The great sadness is, a few generations later, like 10, the world got destroyed. No, it's next week's story. Didn't work. But then it picked up again, and that's what we're trying to do. Be just and be merciful. Both are beautiful mitzvot when they're called for, and there's nothing like being merciful towards yourselves and others whenever you can. So Seth, I share all this with you, these things all about Bereshit, because this is what people talk about. What's that first chapter about? What's creation about? Why is the world the way it is? Why is one day really good and one day is not good at all? Why, are there good things and bad things, light and dark, justice and mercy? As people talk about this. So there's a lot to learn. Any comments or questions on any of this in the first chapter? So then I'll just wrap it up tonight. We'll talk more about tomorrow on Shabbat Bereshit. Seth, I want to wish for you. I told you a lot of blessings tonight. I want to wish for you that you should know both justice and mercy in your life. Because there's times when we want justice. We want it. Look at our country. There are a lot of black people and minorities and others saying we want justice, equal justice, not black justice. We want American justice. People are looking for that. Their lives depend on it. And we all know what it is when we feel we did something wrong and someone says, it's okay. It's okay. Mercy, it's okay. That's a great thing too. Give it to yourself, give it to others. And hopefully, God said the world will exist. Let us all do what we can to make the world work, to bring balance to ourselves and others. And all the joys of life will be something we can enjoy for years to come. So it all starts with creation, and there's so much more. We'll talk a little more tomorrow, and it's really exciting. But the bottom line is, remember, according to Judaism, this world is good. Life is good. And if it's not good for you, try to make it better. Because it'd be great to enjoy everything we have while we have it. And what a great weekend of enjoyment. So there we go, some thoughts about Breshit. So, new starts, new beginnings. Seth, your Torah reading is the first one of the year. It's a new chapter in the Torah. It's a new chapter in your life as you become a bar mitzvah. So it's a great time to celebrate all that. New starts and all that they hold in store. So now we're going to celebrate this particular Shabbat by inviting Seth to come back to the Bima. And we're going to invite you to sing Kiddush. Grab that Kiddush cup right there. For those who want to rise for Kiddush, we'll invite you to do so. Everyone else is invited to remain seated. Seth, you look a little bit far up to that page. Real loud. Look straight out when you can. Real loud.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki yom tehila l'mikra'et kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta v'yotanu, kidashta mikol ha'amin,
v'shabbat kodshecha, v'yavach uvratzon, kinchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen. Take a sip. Go ahead. Take that mask off. Right, wish Seth L'chaim. Take it on him. It's good. Beautiful. Seth, you can leave that right there. L'chaim to you, Seth. L'chaim to the whole Wolcott family and to everybody. We're all sharing these mazel tovs together. Page 56 is Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'chol la'teit gedula l'yotzer breshit shelo asanu kuvei armatzot velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam kalkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu k'chol hamoram v'anachnu kol rim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech ha'chei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Last line. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz Vayomahu yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad. Those who would like to recite the Mourner's Kaddish, we invite you to remain standing. Everyone else may be seated. Page 58 are the sacred words of remembrance. Again, Jay, we're remembering your dad. We're remembering hundreds of thousands of people in this country and more worldwide who have died this year of Corona. For everybody else who's died, for all the reasons, the violence, the racism, etc., our hearts go out for lots of families who mourn and lots of souls who hopefully now live in heaven. Page 58, do we say, Yitkadal, Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Bi'alaban, Divra, Hirutei, V'amlich, Malchutei, V'chayechon, U'v'yomechon, U'v'chayei, Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imaru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mivorach liolam ulomeo maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shmei dekudsha b'richu le'ela mikol Birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata Da Miran Bialama, Bimaru Amen. Yehi Shloma, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'maru Amen. Oseh Shalom, V'mromah, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'maru Amen. You may be seated. Lots of love and strength to everyone who remembers others. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Oh, you can do better than that. Come on. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. There we go. Thought y'all wet. It's so good to see you. A lot of us haven't seen each other in a while, you know? On Zoom, here, there, meetings, whatever. But, wow. Human beings behind those Zoom pictures. How about that? It's really good to see you. We hope you're being safe and healthy and strong and optimistic and patient and all the good things that it takes for people to get through the difficult periods of their lives. There's no question this is a very difficult one for all of us, whether we know people individually suffering, people who've died, people we know who know, whatever it is, we're all challenged. And they say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that's what the world needs now. It needs people hanging in there. It needs people saying we can do this. And we've done that here. I'm so proud. We haven't missed a beat at BTBJ. It would have been so easy to say high holidays, forget it. Hebrew school, forget it. Simchas Torah, whatever. We haven't missed a beat. And a lot of people really enjoyed what we're doing. They seem to enjoy the holidays, got a very positive reaction. Val's been telling, we did our best. And the men's club been meeting, and the sister was here, and we're just doing our best. And this is a great lesson for us, but a great lesson for our kids too. Because when they have their challenges, when they're adults, they won't be able to say, well, my parents gave it up when it's tough, so we'll do it too. No, hopefully they'll say, you know what, I remember my parents, kept it going. We went to Hebrew school, and they did high holidays, and they turned on Zoom, and they were Jewish, and we kept it going. So we're defining ourselves. A lot by joys, but a lot by challenges. So I hope we'll all do the best we can. And hopefully you'll feel you're not alone. There's others with you. We're all in this together. It's a beautiful Shabbat. Seth, Mazel Tov. You did so beautifully tonight. We are so proud of you. Robin and Scott, Mazel Tov. What a great simcha to see. See, you get the front row when you become parents. It's great. You know? You're right there. Brooke, a few years from now, hopefully we'll see you again without a mask. I hope. We'll pray. The proud grandparents, the family and friends and relatives, congregants, everybody. It's such a joy to see you. We hope you'll enjoy all good things and celebrate this beautiful first Shabbat of a new Torah reading year. Tomorrow morning, we're at 10 o'clock here. For those who are coming back, more of the same. We're going to take out our Torah, and Seth's going to read Torah right there. It's become a bar mitzvah, and everything else that we do. And there's a whole schedule of events for the week, and you'll check online, and Val sends out everything. So keep in touch and keep with us. Is there anything we need to tell everybody else, Val, or anybody that we should share? I think we covered a lot, okay? So I believe there's something for everybody in the form of Kiddush that Val and our maintenance people put out on the table for you to enjoy. If you're able to take, what are we doing with Cedarine, Val? Just leaving them on the seats? Just leave them on the seats. We'll use them again tomorrow. And we hope to drive safely and be safe and be good and find joys in the midst of this challenging time in this world. Because they're there. All you got to do is look at proud parents' faces. You'll see the definition of joy. They're there for all of us. Rob.
Can I just say
Absolutely.
since we're finishing, I'll just say thank you to everyone who's here. I mean, we're really lucky. This is not only the first, after Simchas Torah, I think this is the first Friday night service at BTBJ. So, just thank you guys. I mean, even only having a limited number of people here has meant so much to us. And all of you who received my texts know that, I just said, you guys are our family. And thank you for being here. And I'm not going to say anymore because I'll probably cry or he'll tell me I'm supposed to say this for tomorrow. Don't worry, he's speaking tomorrow.
You're so welcome, and Mazel Tov, proud mom for sure, and family. So there's our schedule. You know what we're doing. Be safe, be careful. I want to invite you to rise together for a final bracha. Seth, we want to bless you and all of us with the words of Torah. And we can use all the blessings we can get, and hopefully we'll share our blessings with others. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God be gracious to you and give you light. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God give us all the gift of peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. So good to see you. See you tomorrow. I'm not sure what the story with the microphone, like how it, just say the world's gone. It's really fine, and I don't want you to worry about it. But your mom was right. You didn't make a mistake. Maybe you didn't want to make a difference. Just sing loud, project, and just do what you're doing. And the camera will be here. I'll be here. We'll have a great time. That's what it's all about. We don't want you to stress. We want you to enjoy. Okay? You're so welcome. Enjoy that. The siddur, you can actually leave here. This one. Just leave it on the table. Just take home if you want to practice. And if not, whatever, leave it on your seat. And I'm really proud of you. Did you enjoy the night? Did you enjoy the night? Oh, great. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.